Just got back from the gym and I'm absolutely starving, so I'm gonna see how quickly I can put together a really nice stir fry. It's 3:30 now, so I'm gonna try and do it in like 15 minutes. Okay, so I went to Dunn's earlier, picked up these lovely broccoli pak choi stir fry combo. I'm gonna add in some ginger, some garlic, and then I picked up these in Lidl the other day, and they're pre-marinated, so it makes them super delicious. So when I was growing up, I used to watch Jamie Oliver, Rick Stein, lots of MasterChef. So cooking is something I actually really enjoy and do quite often. So obviously gonna start off, make sure the cooker is actually properly turned on first. I'm gonna heat up the pan and have a few different types of olive oil. Got this over in Greece recently, but honestly, this is just as nice. The extra virgin olive oil from Lidl, so you can't really go wrong with it. So I got this pan for Christmas like 5 or 6 years ago, and it's a bit beat up now, but honestly, it's really good for stir fries. And I brought that frying pan with me when I moved to Barcelona in 2022. That's how much I like cooking, that I got a good frying pan, and I literally brought it with me in my suitcase. All right, so some of the ginger is going in. Some of the garlic is going in. This is coming out a little bit more pasty. Gonna just swirl it around. Gonna let the pan heat up for a few minutes, get this frying a little bit. Okay, so pan is starting to heat up. Gonna add in the chicken in a second. Hopefully goes without saying, super important, make sure you wash your hands before, especially when you're handling chicken. There's a really big risk of salmonella. So I've got a bit of OCD when it comes to being super clean with my hands before and after chicken. And yeah, just making sure, staying super hygienic. All right, so it smells lovely. I'm just gonna dump in this chicken if it's gonna actually go in. There we go. The thing I love about cooking is you do not have to do things perfectly. You can literally just throw things into the pan, get them cooking, real Jamie Oliver style. Okay, so I'm just gonna start to separate these out and give them like a minute or two on each side. These are actually the quick cook marinated peri peri chicken fillets from Lidl. So these actually cook really quickly, and I'm very aware that the veg is gonna take a few minutes, especially the broccoli. Broccoli can take sometimes like 4 or 5 minutes, depends on how thick it is. So I'm gonna just give these a quick cook on each side and then add in the vegetables so they finish at the same time. So as expected, these are starting to cook pretty quickly. So I'm gonna flip them over, see if I can do this with one hand. It's actually starting to spit a little bit, so I'm gonna lower the temperature down a little bit. I only have it on notch number 3. Obviously they're not cooked on both sides yet, but I just wanna get some of the garlic and ginger on both sides. And then I'm gonna add in the vegetables in a second. So I'm just adding in a little bit more oil just so it's not burning. Don't need tons of oil, just making sure that the pan is not going completely dry. All right, so all the veg is going in, literally just chuck it in. I'm gonna start mixing it up. Like I said, these are quick cooked chicken fillets, and I've cooked them for about 3-4 minutes in total now. So they've had a minute or two each side, and they're starting to seal up. But like I said, the broccoli is also gonna take a few minutes. So what I'm actually gonna do is let this simmer for a few minutes, and yeah, it's gonna start to nicely cook evenly then. So a handy trick when you're cooking vegetables is to steam them. And if you don't have like an actual steamer, a really DIY way you can do it is literally just grab another pan and put that on top, and that's gonna seal it. And then gonna come back to that in a couple of minutes, and the vegetables are gonna be a bit better cooked. All right, so they've been steaming for a couple of minutes and everything's starting to come together. Broccoli is slowly starting to cook. It's taking a little bit longer than expected, but the chicken is starting to look really good. I only have this like 50% of the way up, so it's not like super hot, but I just find things are a little bit tastier if you go like a little bit lower on the heat and then cook it just for like a little bit longer instead of like blasting it with like maximum temperature, and then it just gets all like burnt, and yeah, it's just not great. So I'm going to keep steaming these for another couple of minutes. So while that's cooking, I'm going to add up the macros and calories really quickly. So looking at the back of the packet, for the veg, got 30 calories per 100 grams. Veg in general is very low, so let's just call it 300 grams. So 90 calories in total from all the vegetables, very low. Protein is 3.4 per 100, so multiply it by 3, got about 9 grams of protein from the vegetables, which is great. And about 7.5 grams of fiber, which is good for your gut health. Then with the chicken, I looked at it a minute ago, we've got 120 calories per 100, and there's 300 grams in it. So we've got 23 by 3 is 69 grams of protein, and then we've also got 360 calories. So all in all, this meal is actually really low calorie wise, but very high in protein, so it should be nice and filling and satisfying. So for this meal, we've got roughly about 75 grams of protein, let's call it. It's easier just to kind of like round up or go to a number that's easy for you to remember. So technically it would be like 78 grams of protein, but let's just call it 75. When you're estimating calories and macros, you're better off to like slightly underestimate, especially if you've got any goals related to toning up, getting leaner, losing weight. Because on some things it's very easy to like think you've got less calories, and it could be actually very high in calories with, let's say, chocolate or jellies or things like that. So always best to like just underestimate a little bit. So 75 grams of protein, and then calorie wise it's about 450 calories roughly. So it's actually really low on the calories. If you were obviously to add in some carb sources like some rice or something else, that would obviously bring it up, but that's fine because carbs are obviously a great source of energy. The reason why I didn't add in rice is I just forgot to buy some earlier, so yeah, I'll have a different carb source later on. All right, so this is starting to look really good, and I made a complete mess because I took that pan off and forgot that all the water from the steam. But anyway, what can you do? You'll know from watching this video. Be careful when you're taking the pan off so the water from the steam doesn't go everywhere. And I would say this is like almost cooked, so yeah, definitely most of the veg is done and the broccoli is almost done. So I'm just going to give it like another minute, going to grab a bowl, and then going to tuck into it. All right, and then that is the stir fry done. It's all cooked. I just tested the chicken, tastes really good, and yeah, I'm absolutely starving, so I'm going to get into this. Okay, so that took 24 minutes in total. It's finished now, ready to go. And you know, I wanted to put this together to be really transparent, because you see like so many people put up like, oh, make this recipe in like 7.5 minutes or do this really complex thing in like 11 minutes. And I'd rather like actually make something and be very transparent. So I started at 3:30 and it's literally just 3:54. So it took 24 minutes to go from literally starting to being ready to eat, and it looks really tasty. So I'm really looking forward to get into it. And like if you have kids or you're cooking for other people, this meal is probably just enough for one, because like I said earlier, it's only 450 calories. So if you need, let's say, 2,000 calories per day, this is literally just about 1/4 of what you need. You know, if you were to add rice to it, it's probably going to go up about 250 calories. So it might go up to like 700. It might be like 1/3 of what you need. But if you're cooking for multiple people, you can keep it really simple and just add double. So instead of having like 1 pack of the vegetables and 1 pack of the peri peri chicken fillets, you could literally just double up on it. And then you could always, if people don't finish eating it, you can always just keep it for the next day for lunch or something. So yeah, hope that was helpful. Would love to know, what is like your favorite meal to make that you can do relatively quickly? Pop it in the comments down below. I'm so happy I added in all of that garlic and ginger, because honestly, it tastes so nice.